We're going to go ahead and do a tool change. Go over to the 46202-K Amana Downcut Spiral End Mill. Stepcraft also offers a automatic tool changer, which would make life a lot easier. However, that's an upgrade that I'll be doing in the future. And again, we're going to touch off the Z with the tool length sensor. We've changed our tools and our tool heights will be different. Then we'll hit go to 0. Should still be lined up on the Y-X axis as we haven't moved that or changed our 0 from that. We'll go ahead and fire up the dust collection and see if this works as I wanted it. Take my 45 caliber brass and I'm going to go ahead and insert these, and it should be an exact fit based upon measuring. And they'll go down a little bit more, but I don't want to push it down because I have to still set it with epoxy or glue of some sort. .45 caliber brass that I insert into the specific flag. the grass needs to be cut down. I use a bandsaw for that. The downcut spiral is a really clean surface at the bottom of the cut. The upcut ejects the chips and it will leave the lower surface a little bit rough looking. You have to do some finish work on it. But the downcut, you don't really have to do any kind of finish work with it. Crosshairs on the UCNC control software show exactly where your bit is cutting at during its current time. It is in real time. I have a dual monitor set up. One for my control software, and the other I have over here at my desk in order to do my CAD cam and Vectric Vcarve Pro. That's basically it. I'll go ahead and shut off my vacuum table. Pull off my workpiece. And this probably shows you better what the holes will look like for the 45 brass. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. What we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be tacking this flag that I was working on yesterday with the union for the 37 by 19.5 flag I had set up on Vcarve Pro, cutting with my Stepcraft N1000 CNC. Cut out with the end mill the holes in the center of the stars for the 45 caliber brass to be inserted. What we do first is we're going to go ahead, I already got my flag organized in the grain that I want it the way it is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip this all over, basically a mirror image. And then doing this, when I tack it together, I I can flip it back over and it'll show up the correct way. I made this table jig when I started making flags a long time ago. It kind of works out pretty good. I'm going to make sure there's no gaps in between the stripes. My table jig's set up a little bit loose in order to be able to clamp these down. What I do is I clamp two of these clamps, one over the union, one just a little bit offset of center. Clamp these up. Sure they're all flat. What I did is I burned the edges on here on the outsides to show when it's hanging on the wall. Line these up. Check once up the clamp. Make sure that they don't protrude past the flag. I like to cut them a little short. Speed square. I use 1.25 nails because all the wood from the flag is 3/4 in depth. Go ahead and glue these up. Spreading the glue. You want to make sure that you have ample amount of glue on there. I use Tight Bond 3. Seems to work very good. Dries natural color of the wood. I buy it in bulk so that I can fill my blue bottle. is I'll go ahead and start on this far side. I don't like my stickers, basically that's what I'm calling it. I don't know, I'm sure there's a technical name for it. I don't like them sticking flush with the flag because when you hang it on the wall, it's gonna look a little weird in my opinion. What I'll do is, with this side, it's already at a 90 because of the way I have my jig set up. Go ahead and tack those on there real quick. For all these other ones, I'll go ahead and tack the bottom on my jig. I have it already marked out to where I like to have these so that when I put the keyhole hanger, it works fairly well. And then I take my 90, line it up. Up here I'm only putting two unions, two on each side of the union. Line this up.
block of wood. Give it a couple good smacks on it. Make sure it's glue either surface to surface contact. Show you how I put the bullets in. Okay guys, welcome back. I've had this set for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and unclamp it.
side of the jig. Flip it over. Smack it back down into the jig. Make sure it's solid. And then from here we're going to run over to the bandsaw and have to cut down the length of the 45 cal brass. Okay, from here what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fire up the bandsaw. What I do before I turn this on and it gets noisy is I set up a pair of vice grips and then I lock my bullet casing flush. That way I have a grip, and when I'm running it through the bandsaw I can keep my hands away. That is safer. Would probably be a better way somewhere out there, but this is what works for me. Go ahead and cut the rest of these 50 bullets. Now we'll get to building the flag. Alright, so basically what I do is I use wood glue. Put a little bit in each tiny dot in each one of the stars. Then I'll come through once I've done all that and I'll use a screwdriver, a small junk one that I have, and I'll smear the glue over the stars or in the holes, and then we'll set the 45 cal brass into the stars. Doesn't really much matter if you get glue on the union or wipe it off with a wet rag, or it also dries as the color that it sits on, so it's not that big of a deal. You make a mess. These glue bottles from the Glue Bot work pretty good. come back when I'm ready to tack the stars. So yeah, I just use a little tiny cross tip screwdriver. I'll smear the glue around each one of the star holes just to get some on the sides. Wood glue seems to work fine for me. I've never really had anybody complain or tell me that one of the brass casings have came out of the stars that I build for them. I build quite a few different styles of flags, custom order. Typically do a lot here locally for the Alaska State Troopers. Alright, from here what I do is I just take my 45 cal brass and I'll put it in the stars. I'll make sure that I can read the brass as you would be looking at it. Try to keep everything uniform, straight up and down. Give it a couple of taps, let it sit in there. Make sure it's nice and flush. Then the glue will set. And then that's how it's going to appear on the union. I think it brings out a pop. Makes the union pop out a little bit more than just a standard engraved star. And I call this my signature Full Metal Jacket or FMJ flag. I'll go ahead and finish pounding all these in. Won't bore you with that. And then I'll give you a final preview of the flag. So this is going to be the finished product. Still drying a little bit as I seal them with clear coat. I use a Bare clear coat spray. And this is how the 45 caliber brass looks like in the union. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you like this content. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.